All right, stand by Stinger. Going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand by SOT. SOT's up.
If they come to your door, it is time for you to leave. We don't need you to think about it. We need you to be prepared.
Stand by
we need you
continued
to
video.
go, and we don't want to have to come back and check on you after that.
Cue.
You are listening to a warning from Governor
Stand by camera
Haley
3.
today about recommended evacuations in certain parts of South Carolina in the wake of flooding. We'll have more from that news conference that happened earlier today, a little bit later in our broadcast.
3's up.
Well, we are finding encouraging news for you tonight. It looks
Stand by
as
boxes.
if flooding
Stand
in
by
the
Raymond.
Jamestown area near the Santee River may not be as bad as originally thought. News 2's Raymond
Boxes
Owens joins us live from the Santee River with
Stand by
more.
Raymond.
Raymond, give us an idea of what you're seeing right now. You've been out there for several days. I imagine the conditions are very different.
Cue. He's up
It
full.
is. Actually, the conditions look worse. They are definitely worse than they were yesterday. Just yesterday, we were down by the bridge there in the background on that's Highway 17A. We were right below that, and all of that, including this area that I'm standing in now, was dry at that time. So you can definitely see that the water level has risen. Now take a look at this.
Video's
you
up.
can see from the bridge, looking down into the parking lot of the boat landing where I'm at here in Jamestown. Just flooded completely. I shot some of this video earlier today, and as you can see, all of that area kind of going into the Santee River. It just looks like one giant river at this point. Now, the good news is I did have a chance to talk with Tom Smith. He's the Director of Emergency Preparedness for Berkeley County, and he tells me that they aren't necessarily going to have to have a shelter open like they thought they were going to, but he says they are prepared just in case it is worse than they expected.
SOT's up.
We do have a shelter on standby, but it looks like that's how we're going to keep it, is on standby.
Cue.
And the reason for that is it looks like the crest, the maximum amount of water is going to be slightly lower than they thought it would be. One of the first houses that would be flooded out here, I spoke with the owner of that house. She said that their house, she would need 22.8 feet of water in order to start flooding her house. And now they're expecting the crest to be at 22.7 feet. So she's just barely going to be under there as long as that crest holds out. But it has gone down slightly. It was over 23 feet earlier. And so that's good news for those here in Jamestown. It doesn't look like there's going to have to be any sort of evacuations here tonight. Reporting live in Jamestown, I'm Raymond Owens, News 2.
She's up, Q.
All right, Raymond, thank you. Meanwhile, in another part of South Carolina, things look dramatically different. That is in Georgetown County, where flooding will definitely increase. Jeff Patterson is live there tonight to give us a better idea of what people had to deal with today. Good evening, Jeff.
Q. He's up full.
Yeah, good evening. It looks beautiful right now on the Black River near Georgetown. Peaceful and calm from here, but not far from this location. People are dealing with some very serious flooding issues, and the National Guard has been called in to help with evacuation.
Packages up.
In the Dunbar area of Georgetown County, the river is on the rise, even as this community is surrounded by water.
This is the worst I've seen it in 53 years. Hugo was Hugo, but this is worse.
Celestine Nettles is worried because she and her husband can't get out.
They said the road is closed, but I have a handicapped husband in a wheelchair, and ain't no way he can get up in this.
The National Guard has deployed the 1053rd Transportation Company to help. We went with them as they came to rescue people from their homes. Some residents are packing their most important belongings, not knowing when they will be able to return and what they will find when they do come back.
They're pretty bad, you know, seeing families in distress like this and everything, but we got G sitting on low, ready to go, ready to be here and assist in any way we can.
Like many people, Celestine Nettles is worried that even though her house is dry now, if the water comes up anymore, she may lose everything.
It's coming up. We're right behind the river. The river's right behind our house. Our barn is already flooded, and it's coming up.
Q.
Yeah, just an incredible effort by the Army National Guard and Georgetown County Sheriff's Office, Georgetown County Fire Rescue. They have been running nonstop, just exhaustive hours that those folks have put in. So they're trying to help the best they can. Obviously, with the river still coming up, there are still problems to come. We continue to monitor. Reporting live in Georgetown, I'm Jeff Patterson for News 2. Back to you.
She's up, Q.
Jeff, we appreciate it. Thank you. Meanwhile, Governor Haley, as we told you earlier in our broadcast, was back talking to the public today, and she said much of the state has started cleaning up after the flooding, but the water that was in those areas is now flowing south and, of course, toward us right here near the coast. The governor said parts of the state are still under the threat of additional flooding, and people in those areas need to be ready to evacuate, what you just saw in Jeff Patterson's report. Despite the historic flooding, the governor said that she's determined to bring South Carolina back, but she'll do it one step at a time.
Sots up.
Across the lower part of the state, there's a lot of water.
Stand by camera 3.
Underneath that water is the South Carolina we remember. You know, underneath that water is that state that's so beautiful that, you know, is damaged, but we have to fix. And so that's the part we just don't know yet. But we'll get there. You know, we'll take it a day at a time and we'll get there.
3's up.
The cleanup continues from flooding in Dorchester County today, getting help from the National Guard to haul away soaked furniture. News 2's Megan Dice was in the Gatson Acres neighborhood and has more on a family who had to move out of their home, a place they'd lived for 26 years.
Packages up.
This was my dad's, and I bet he's really sad because this was his, and I bet because it got ruined.
Just listening to the water gurgle into the house, it was just surreal. It just, like nothing you'd ever experienced, to know you're sitting there in the middle of all this and there's nothing you can do except let it come in. The water come up to, some of the lines are still here. The water was this deep. It was up to here. Everything in here was floating.
I was really sad because all her stuff was floated in water.
We pulled all the doors because of the stench. We got 4 more carpets to pull that we haven't gotten to yet. We did get Mom's bed out of here and just got her furniture out. That's why it still smells. We still got a part of carpet in there yet we've got to get out, and you know, all the stuff that's in the closet's got to be washed.
So, this is all the stuff?
Right now they're packing up all of the computers, all our little knickknacks and stuff like that.
Serve others.
Stay my.
Be joyful.
Stay my camera 3.
Tell the truth. Have faith.
Q.
All right, good reminders
Stand by to
for us.
turn
Thank
to camera
you,
2.
Saren, for that. By the way, the family you just saw in Megan's report, well, they told Megan that they applied for FEMA assistance, and FEMA representatives came out to their home yesterday, and by yesterday evening, they actually had money to help rebuild. We have a couple of rain-free days ahead, but that hasn't stopped water levels, of course, from rising.
Rob.
The question on a lot of our minds right now is, when will the rain return, and how will that impact already rising floodwaters? News 2 Chief Meteorologist Rob Fowler joins us now from the Weather Center with an update on that. Rob, what can you tell us about possible rain this week?
3's up.
Well, Carolyn, we can already see it on radar. So
my weather
coming.
graphics.
Take a look at the big map, and you'll see a pretty good swath of showers and thunderstorms along a cold front. And again, that front is pressing to the east. This is the one we've been tracking all week long. You can see that line there. So it's still pretty far out to the north and west, but it will be making its way in through the day tomorrow. Ahead of this, we see a few scattered showers trying to break out right here in southeast Georgia. Should be no big deal. I think here in South Carolina, at least in the short term, we are going to stay dry. With a warm day today in the mid-80s, we're back down to the upper 70s now. 77 in North Charleston, 77 Folly Beach. So speaking of Folly Beach, there's a live look behind you. 79 at 6 o'clock. We'll be around 70 by 10, 70 by midnight. Again, looks dry for tonight. We'll give you all the details about the rain for the weekend coming up in just a few minutes.
Carolyn's up.
All right, Rob, thank you. Road construction before the storms hit this last weekend has caused a bit of a headache for crews. Now that the storm has actually settled, crews have torn up sections of Ashley and Fishburne streets late to do repairs on sewage lines.
They
laid down metal plates so that cars could drive over those sections of road where the road collapsed, but they went back to finish the job after the rain stopped and noticed floodwaters had washed away a good bit of the dirt that was under the street supporting it, creating the possibility that the roads could collapse again.
Shots up.
This was done as a preventative measure.
The
construction manager thought it would be a good idea to take a look under there to make sure that there wasn't any significant damage.
Q.
And he also tells us that Ashley and Fishburne streets are expected to be open by the end of the day, hopefully, if those areas are safe.
Bio's up.
Let's take a look at the flooding on Parker's Ferry Road. This is out in Charleston County. We are told that deputies are monitoring floodwaters there and helping people who live in that area get out safely. Also, another reminder for you, Roper St. Francis Emergency Department in North Charleston. It will be closed for the next 6 weeks. That hospital, located on Northwoods Boulevard, closed Sunday after being damaged by floodwaters, but you can still continue to use Roper's other facilities, their 24-hour emergency location, which is at the Bon Secours facility, West Ashley, Roper Hospital, of course, in downtown Charleston, Roper Diagnostic ER in Moncks Corner, and also the Mount Pleasant Hospital. Meanwhile, additional counties are now eligible for disaster assistance through the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA. They are Bamber, Colleton, and Greenwood counties. That means 19 counties in South Carolina eligible for assistance, and that includes counties such as Charleston, Berkeley, Dorchester, Williamsburg, and Georgetown. You can register for assistance by phone by calling this number, 1-800-621-3362. That's 1-800-621-FEMA, or you can go online. The American Bar Association's Young Lawyers Division, in association with the South Carolina Bar and the South Carolina Bar Young Lawyers Division, has set up a free legal aid hotline for flood victims throughout this state. You can call this number, 1-877-797-2227. Again, 877-797-2227. The extension is 120. Call between 9 and 5 Monday through Friday if you need assistance from a lawyer to help with a flood-related matter.
Full screen's up.
News 2 is also partnering with the Red Cross to help people who've been devastated by the floods. The Lowcountry and all of South Carolina. You can help make a difference too. The number, if you need assistance to make a contribution or simply to volunteer, this is the number to call. 1-800-733-2767. Again, 1-800-733-2767.
Straight to the snipe.
And you can also donate $10 by using this text number. It's 90999. And of course, you can donate online. We have a link to the Red Cross website on ours. Just go to counton2.com. We remind you that the Red Cross does not accept items such as food or clothing. Stay with us. We are coming right back with our breaking weather coverage.
Stay my music. Music's up. Stay my break. 3, 2, 1. We're out.